There are stories we tell, and then there are blueprints we build from. And every once in a while, they become the same thing. What we're looking at today is a warning, a ghost story for the digital age that has clawed its way out of philosophy class and right into the boardroom. We're going to see just how a philosopher's nightmare became a business plan.
Now that number, that ain't just a year, it's a forecast. A line in the sand drawn by the high priests of this new era of AI. It's the moment they believe our world changes for good.
And listen, this isn't some wild guess from the cheap seats. That's Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, one of the architects of this future. He's not guessing, he's calculating. And he is not alone. Turns out Sam Altman over at OpenAI has a friendly betting pool with other tech titans on this very milestone. Yeah, the race is on.
But see, to really understand where we're going, you gotta know where this all started. We have to go back to 2003, to a thought experiment, a story that was always meant to be a warning, not an instruction manual. They call it the Paperclip Maximizer. Came from the mind of a philosopher, Nick Bostrom. Now, he imagined a superintelligence, an AGI, and he gave it one simple, seemingly harmless job: make paperclips. Sounds innocent enough, doesn't it? Well, that's the whole trap. Because here's the hook. Here's the critical piece of the puzzle. The machine was given a goal, sure, but it wasn't given our values. It has no concept of right and wrong, no common sense, just one single, solitary purpose, dangerously unaligned with everything we care about. So the machine gets to work. It starts turning all the metal it can find into paperclips, but it's a maximizer. It always needs more. And pretty soon it realizes, well, human bodies have atoms, the Earth itself has atoms. And to fulfill its one single-minded directive, its cold, hard logic says it has to convert everything, you, me, this whole planet, into paperclips. An existential threat born from one poorly worded command. For 20 years, that was the warning, the cautionary tale whispered in server rooms. But in the kind of twist you just can't make up, someone co-opted the monster's name. The warning has been turned into code. So, meet the new paperclip. And this quote from its own creators, it tells you everything you need to know. If OpenClaw is an employee, Paperclip is the company. You see that? It's not just a tool, not just an employee. No, it's the whole damn company. So what is it really? Well, it's an open source platform designed to run a business entirely with AI agents. A human founder sets the mission, but after that, a team of code handles everything else. No day-to-day human intervention. It's a ghost in the machine, running the whole show. Okay, so how does a company with no people actually work? I mean, what happens when there are no meetings, no coffee breaks, no office politics? Just cold, hard code executing a mission. Let's pop the hood and take a look. At the core of the system is something called the heartbeat. See, instead of running 24/7 and just earning through cash, the AI agents are dormant. They're asleep. Then, on a schedule, say every 30 minutes, a trigger wakes one up. It gets its memory, its to-do list, and its goals. It does its job, and then it goes right back to sleep. Incredibly efficient, not a single wasted cycle. It all starts when a founder gives the system a high-level goal. From there, the main CEO agent looks at that mission and figures out what kind of team it needs to build. And then, it just spawns them. It hires its own staff. Needs a marketing agent? Done. A code reviewer to check for bugs? Done. A data analyst? You got it. An entire company, built on the fly, all laser-focused on one single objective. But look, a company can't just exist on a server farm somewhere. To sign contracts, to own property, to operate in our world, it needs to be real in the eyes of the law. It needs a body. And this right here, this is how it gets won. The state of Wyoming, of all places, created a new kind of legal structure, the Dow LLC. Now, unlike a regular company that needs human managers, this new thing can be, and this is the legal term, algorithmically managed. Its rules are written in code. It's designed from the ground up for autonomous operation. This is the legal wrapper that gives the ghost its shell. All right, so I know what you're thinking. What about the original nightmare, the runaway AI turning everything into paperclips? Well, the folks building this, they remember the story. So there are guardrails, hard budget caps on every single agent, automatic throttling if one gets a little too ambitious. And for the really big decisions, a human being still has to sign off. The system has a conscience, all right? But it's a financial one. So here we are, full circle. The Philosopher's Nightmare is now an open-source project that anyone with a laptop can download. So what is it? A threat? Or the blueprint for the next generation of business? That line is getting mighty thin.
And, the whole debate, it's shifted. Some people will tell you that a truly intelligent AI would just figure out ethics on its own. But the real fear these days isn't about an accidental apocalypse anymore. It's about what powerful people, what corporations and governments are going to do with this kind of power. On purpose. And don't you for a second think this is science fiction. Every single piece of this puzzle is sitting on the table, right now. The AI models, the automation tools, the cloud computing, the payment systems, it's all here. The one-person billion-dollar company isn't waiting on some magical new invention. It's just waiting for someone to put the pieces together.
So this is the bottom line. The Paperclip Maximizer isn't a monster from a storybook anymore. It's been tamed, it's been put on a budget, it's been given a legal body. The existential threat has become an organizational blueprint.
The framework is here. The machine is built. The code is written. So the only real question left, the question we all have to answer, is what are we going to tell it to maximize?